for the delay between videos. Having difficulty getting the on the horse stuff done between children and time and so forth. So what I'll do is I will push forward with the hip flexor, hip opening stuff and some of the core stuff, and you can keep working on that. To be fair, most of the stuff on the horse you can probably figure it out yourself if you think about it. Anything that you're doing on the ground, think about how you can do it on the horse. So simple things like when you're sitting on the horse, the hip flexor opening, simple stretch. Essentially, you'll just be bringing your heel up towards your bum. I do have a short video of that that's accompanied by small people giving out, so I'll get that up if I can get technology to actually upload it. But yeah, we can cover some more of that. What I'm finding myself is that once I'm on the horse and I've actually got my my legs in a position where my adductors are slightly tight, so the muscles that bring my leg back towards the centre, I'm actually starting to get quite crampy through my TFL. I'm also discovering that my hip range of motion is pretty shoddy. So what I've been working on is some pretty basic Pilates/yoga type moves. Beginning as though you're going down into your normal hip flexor stretch. Again, you want your tailbone tucked underneath you. Come back out of that and go into what's called a low lunge. So basically take your back foot back as far as you can. You don't want your knee coming down over your toe. That'll just bugger up your knee. Have something to rest your hand on if you need to, but ultimately you also want to be using your core to keep yourself stable. Bring yourself down as low as you can. You should be feeling a really good stretch through the front of your thigh and into your hip flexor there. And you're also using your core to keep yourself stable. So up and down a few times. Go as low as you can while keeping yourself stable. That'll really help open out that hip. Half a dozen times or so. Swap over. Get yourself good and wide. Same thing. Keeping the core switched on. Coming down as low as you can. If you're not feeling a burn and you're not having to push back up from the front, you're not going low enough. So this is also switching on the glutes, which we covered before. So it's a really good one for core, glutes, hip flexor, generally opening things out. From there, do it this side so you can actually see. You can then open out into what's called Warrior One. So keeping your body straight. Turn your back foot. You want your heel to be in line with the middle of your foot. This will start to really open out your hip rotators and your adductors. So really good for opening out the muscles that you need and the joint that you need to be able to open out to sit and let your pelvis sit down into the saddle. We women's, a bit tricky because just the way our hips are in the socket and the way that tree saddles are put together. It's not really the ideal, but by doing this you can actually improve the situation quite significantly. So keeping yourself turned to the front, you'll really feel that through right deep up into your groin. Again, coming down to where you can, coming back up again. From there, you can have your arms forward if you want to. Make sure you're not reaching forward, you're staying neutral. Bring the arms out to the side, and this is what's called Warrior Two in yoga. You're doing all that movement through your core. So again, coming down, that gets right into your adductors. It's a brilliant one for getting in through there. You're also building glute and quad strength, getting a bit of a stretch through the hamstrings. Out like so. Coming down as low as you can. Make sure you keep your core nice and stable. From there, you can start to open out through your side. So if you have a tendency to collapse one hip when you're on the horse, this will really help with that. Keep yourself nice and upright. This is called right angles. So as you can see, it's a right angle through the knee you're trying to get down to. You can bring your arm down in front of you. At the moment I'm having a bit of trouble with rotation through my lower rib cage, so that's not helping me any. but you should be able to get yourself down and in front. You can rest your elbow onto your thigh. Keep yourself nice and tall. Imagine like this hand is growing up, and keep the core switched on. It's really easy to just let it hang out. Keep it switched on, and then come back out of that. Swap sides. Now you will feel that that's loosened out a good bit of tightness, so don't be too surprised if you feel a bit achy. So nice and wide again, starting this way. Bring your arms up if you like, wherever they're comfy. So up and down in that one. Surprisingly, actually my left, which is usually the problematic one, isn't feeling, oh there it is, when I get down a bit deeper, there's that tightness. And round into warrior two. Up and down a few times, keep it nice and slow. The more slow and controlled, the better. And as square as you can get your foot. Now, I'm a bit more comfy there, so if you need to start with your foot turned a little bit, go for life, work towards this position. Okay, and then into right angle. That side is very tight on me at the moment. So just hang there for a while, good few deep breaths in and out. Again, make sure you don't switch off that core, which I'm tending to do. From there, you can actually then come up into what's called triangles. So that's even more opening out through the side, and you'll get a whopper of a stretch through your hamstrings. So those 4 positions will really help to you turn your legs in, walk yourself back up. That will really help opening out through the hips. The first day that I actually went through that routine, the difference when I sat on the horse was phenomenal. I was like, send me to the Olympics, it's brilliant. I actually felt like my seat was in the saddle, my legs were completely independent. It felt like they were hanging down towards the ground as opposed to having to fight with myself to keep myself even. Now I still felt on one rein a little bit lopsided because I was dropping through the hip, so we'll be working, or dropping through my waist, we'll be working on that down the line, but the difference in my seat was just phenomenal. I was like, you know, why can't I ride like this every day? So get into those. Again, it's a marathon, not a sprint, so it's something you need to be working on regularly. Every day, you know, spend a couple of minutes warming yourself up before you start doing the warm-up for the horse, or try to do some of this while you're actually on the horse. Yeah, keep at it. As I say, it's a slow progression, but it all builds on each other. So if you spend a few minutes each day doing this for yourself, you will start to notice a difference when you're on the horse. So good luck, keep at it, talk to you soon.